Ladies and gentlemen, the United League Reborn 2 is back right here. After a couple months of a break, we're going to be returning for some more crunchy TrackMania United Forever gameplay with top tier teams having registered for this one. We are going to begin this tournament with an absolute banger of a match. We're in the group stage. This is the first match and we are already going to have a grand final like quality match coming up onto your monitors right here. We have TSM, the Safemeisters, against Team Dunno, two big boy teams right here, and they are going to be battling it out for some important points for the group stage of this tournament. The way that we're going to be playing is we have 6 out of the 7 environments being covered right here. Normally all of the 7 will be played, but for this one we actually will not see the stadium environment, so stadium will drop out because Team TSM does not have their stadium players available for this evening. But we are going to see the remaining 6 environments in this evening, and we're going to be playing in a 3v3 format with a point limit of 5. Not actually sure about tennis mode. I don't think there is a tennis mode if I recall correctly. I think last time in the United League Reborn 1 we did not have a tennis mode. So our first environment, as you can see, is going to be a coast. That was the warm-up right here to test the points. So the points are looking good. And we are going to be beginning the match right here. TSM versus Dunno on the first environment on the coast map. And the lineups are looking to be Phil, Speedzo, and
I am
Lolita.
ready for a cooked live stream.
Or is it actually going to be Minuit? Minuit is this dude with the 0 hour 00 minutes. Ah, it's actually him gonna play here. So Phil, Speedzo, and Minuit against Marius89, Firestorm, and Hawk. 6 players that are gonna be level with each other in this match, that is for sure. Let's go into the first round right here on this map, where we currently have the fastest Dailymania time by Elko for Team Tresen, which is also one of the main contenders for the victory in this tournament. It's going to be a 54.66 by Elko right now, the fastest time. We're going live into the first round. We have Speedzo for Team TSM, one of the only Irish TrackMania players that I actually know. So he is right now competing right here, finding himself on last place. The other opponents have gotten away just a tiny tad. Let's go a little... Nope, wrong button. Let's go a little further ahead. With Hawk now dropping down, gets a very, very bad slide right there in that turn. Dropping down all the way to last place, and also Minuit will catch that slide. Now he is the one to drop down to last place. In the lead we have Marius89, a very strong and confident coast player right here, followed by Firestorm, who is a keyboard player, and he is actually going up to first place as well, but the attack is coming right in the last corner. Who's gonna take it? 900s between first and fourth place, between Firestorm, the keyboard player, Speedzo, Marius, and Hawk. What a race right up front. Phil on 5th and Minuit on last place. Ooh, Nina with the raid. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Much appreciate that. Hope you had a good stream. And you're right on time for a bit of TrackMania content right here. We're going live into the second round. The first point has been going to Team Dunno, so they will take the first point right here. 1-0 for the red team. Let's go into the round and see what's going to happen here. We have Hawk right now, having taken over the lead right in front of Phil, who is also a very, very strong coast player. Speedzo has fallen behind, and so did Marius89, the player who names himself the Safemeister, but now he is playing against the Safemeister team. So I think he's not a big fan of the name of this team whatsoever, but he has to deal with it right now. And in this round, it seems like Hawk and Firestorm need to hold up the flag for Team Dunno right now, and they are seemingly doing a very good job. It is Phil trying to hold up Hawk now with the wall touch, and Minuit getting the auto slide. So we have the position change right up the finish line with Firestorm taking another victory. So you see that the coast keyboard combination is actually not even that bad, especially when the map is so slow paced like this one. Then with the keyboard, you aren't even in that big of a disadvantage. So Firestorm with an absolutely tremendous performance in this match so far. 2-0 for Team Dunno on the coast map. And we're going to go right into the next round with Speedzo having made another mistake right here, unfortunately dropping down all the way back to last place again. Let's go further into the rounds. Minuit struggling a little bit to hit that optimal line. So he will find himself on P5 at this moment. Marius on 4th. taking a bit easy. Firestorm risking it over that inside curb. Tries to accumulate a bit more speed. Tries to get that line done. So far, a 3rd place for him. Hawk holding up the flag once again on 1st place. But he makes a mistake right as I spectate him. And that is going to be a massive setback for Team Dunno right here. Firestorm with the attack right in front of the finish line. He passes Phil by 100th of a second. Firestorm winning the next round right here. This is insane. Firestorm with that inside line really close to the wall. And he was able to set himself right in front. Wow, what a player. And that's the 3rd point already for Team Dunno in a row. TSM right now with no chance whatsoever. We have Speedzo, who is a bit of a sandbag right now for their team, having made a couple mistakes. Finding himself rather in the back of the pack. And now Firestorm is the one to make the mistake right here. And now it's going to be difficult for him to catch up again to the other players, since he lost quite a decent amount of time towards the other players. He is, yeah, I would say 0.2, 0.3 behind. A couple players now having problems with the entry into the GP part. We saw Phil not hitting the optimal line, almost hits the wall on the outside. And it is Hawk who is very, very far ahead right now. And Speedzo up to 2nd place. He's being chased down by all of the other players. Marius 89 up to 3rd place. Firestorm trying to attack. Speedzo died. And this is the triple lead for Team Dunno right now. Coming down to the last corner. Marius with a little bit of a late release, losing his position to his teammate Firestorm. But we have the ace for Team Dunno and the 4th point in a row for the red team. Absolute annihilation on the coast environment right now by the blue team. By the red team. Sorry, by the red team, not by the blue team. 4-0, the point limit is 5. And this is going to be quite rough to catch up for Team TSM, because they would have to win 5 consecutive rounds in a row now. Minuit with an early blunder, hasn't gotten that turn very nicely. On this map, it's very important to keep control over your gears, because the gear changes are very important, very crucial for the acceleration of the coast car. And on a map like this, it really pays off to manage them nicely. Speedzo having made a mistake, and that is a great opportunity for Team Dunno to close it out right here on the 1st map. Only Phil for Team TSM is able to make something happen. He is in a battle with Firestorm and Marius 89. The 2 Germans are trying to hold Phil behind, who is also a German, by the way. And this is most likely going to be the GG on the coast map. Hawk is on a banger of a time. Oh, no, he rather bangs into the wall instead. But he will remain on that 1st place, even though it was very close between Hawk and Marius 89. That has been a clean sweep right here for Team Dunno. Absolutely fantastic performance. TSM wasn't able to hold up, mainly due to too many mistakes. They had the pace in a couple rounds, but then threw it away. So Dunno certainly capitalizing on that, together with their really good performance, especially by Firestorm, who goes out of the coast map as the MVP with 27 accumulated points in front of Hawk with 22 and Marius 89 with 19. 5-0 on the coast map. That is going to put TSM into quite a stressful situation going into the next environment, which is going to be Bay, a map by Zeus, a mapper that is always infamous for his very different map style, a very different building style that he's putting to the light right here. So this map, certainly no difference either. No, we're not going to play Bay, actually. Wait. We are going to play to, or going to switch to another environment. Let's see what's going to happen. But yeah, in the meantime, Delete Club with a 13-month resub right there. Thank you very much as well for that. Truly appreciate the support right here. Great to see. So we're going to Stadium for some reason, even though I've been told we're not going to play Stadium. So I have no idea what is going on right now, right here. Gotta see if this is gonna be clarified or not. In the meantime, gotta go to player mode. In case we actually happen to play Stadium, then I need to be in player mode and cam 1 to fix the spectator camera. But I'm pretty sure we're not gonna play. Like, I really don't think this is happening. But yeah, let's wait and see. Right here. Minuet's saying that it's just being auto-skipped, so I'm not quite sure why it's not being skipped again to the next map. Let me just ask. A bit of confusion right here. But yeah, so far I wonder what actually happened to TSM's coast lineup, because I was expecting that they're not gonna get steamrolled like that. That was a bit of an upset for TSM, so hopefully they will be able to recover from that and reset their mindset in order to properly burn some good times into the tarmac again. And it seems like we are gonna have snow coming up. Alright, so no stadium, as I said. Was a bit of a confusing map order on the server by the looks of it. But we are gonna have our second environment coming up, which is gonna be Snow, a map by Grafowski. And a map that is also a bit of a different style. Definitely completely different to the Snow map that Grafowski has chipped in for the first United League Reborn. This one is completely different. A very tight map, a lot of twisty hairpins, a lot of boosts as well. Like you can see it from the top-down view. You see a lot of boosts right here. So, not the easiest snow map right here. We are going to have the lineups soon to be determined. For Team Dunno, it's going to be Nico, 2100, and Hawk. While for Team TSM, we are not quite sure yet, but it's definitely going to be Granadi, who is definitely one of the fastest snow players this game has ever seen. Don't horn. But yeah, Granadi has been on a grind lately. He has been on a grind, has been going for a lot of records on Nadeo maps, has been greatly improving his skills, and he is a wheel player, so he's going to control his driving with a steering wheel, with a Microsoft Sidewinder, and he is going to be playing the snow map. I am pretty sure he is also the world record holder of this track. In TrackMania he got a 56:37, but maybe in time attack he got something faster, not quite sure about that. But he is going to be a very important link to the team. And for the remaining TSM, we have Phil and Lolita by the looks of it. Are we going to have one more warm-up? That is the question. Looks like we are going to have another warm-up. So yeah, as you can see, like the nature of this track, it's really twisty. Very difficult corners. The angles really matter. Speed management, grip management. You don't want to slide out. There are a lot of factors that are gonna make or break your time. I'm very curious to see how Granadi is gonna perform. It's his first tournament as well, he told me. So quite a pressure situation for him as well. Definitely going to be curious to see what he's going to put into the tarmac on this map. Then we also have 2100. As I said earlier, he has recently returned to TrackMania, has been playing the Air France TrackMania Cup qualifier. Sadly, hasn't made it through, but he did give it a fair chance, and he didn't do that badly even after having been away from the game for a long time. So he will be holding up the flag for Team Dunno on the snow map together with Nico, the current #1 of the online ladder, which of course totally matters. And the last player for Team Dunno is going to be Hawk, the all-rounder from Portugal. Another really strong player that greatly improved over the time. Going to be very crazy as well. So, without further ado, we're going to be beginning the second map right here. Another time, 3v3 until 5 points. And it is going to be Granadi, Phil, and Zarif, actually. against Hawk, Nico, and 2100s. Let's go into the first round. The first hairpin already. Hawk almost falling off the track. You saw how far off on the right side he was. Really risky stuff, but he was able to stabilize and is in the pack together with the other players. 2100 has fallen behind a little bit here, but he still has a great overview over the other players. Phil falling behind just a tiny tad. Very close pack of players still going into this turn, where Granadi has now taken over the lead. Let's take a look at him. He's in a battle with Hawk, but he clips the inside and will fall back all the way back to 4th place right here. Phil on P2, and he's being chased down by Nico in his very simplistic car skin. I like it. Reminds me of my own car skin style. Oh, but he gets the slowdown on that very annoying edge out of the tunnel. You have that laser cut edge that causes a couple slowdowns every now and then, and he will drop down. A triple lead for Team TSM on the first round. Look at that. Granadi on first, followed by Phil and Zareth. Almost a whole second between 1st and 3rd place. So you can clearly see the difficulty of this map is rather high. Alright, the second round coming up. Let's see what we are going to have here. Oh, 2100 has fallen behind. Vincent also being called, but for clarification purposes, just going to refer to him as 2100. He has fallen behind, 3.8 seconds behind. Oh, Granadi, he clipped on the inside, almost flipped over. That was a very weird looking accident right there. He will fall down to P4, and that will leave 3 players in front, being Hawk, Nico, and Phil. Right now, the round for TSM, looking at the current positions. Nico trying his best to pass Phil, but Phil will have the upper hand. Almost hits the wall on the left side, but he will stay in front. 57.33. Nico with a 55. Hawk with a .80. Then we have Zareth. Granadi has actually fallen behind, even behind Zareth, so he must have made another mistake in the last portion of the track. But it will still be enough for Team TSM to win this round, second one in a row. Great recovery after the steamroll of the coast map. That is very nice to see. Going into round number 3 right here, ladies and gentlemen. Hawk with an insane beginning. He has gotten that part really nicely. He was just shooting himself up to 1st place. Really nice speed that he was getting out of that hairpin. And he's going to be an important link for Team Dunno, because they have not managed to get any point out of the snow map so far. Granadi with the super aggressive line. Have you seen Granadi going up to 1st place? Really nicely done here. Phil clipping inside now. Couple mistakes happening here and then, and Phil will fall back to last place. I don't know who is honking here all the time. I'm assuming it's one of the pad players. Pressing down the analog stick too hard, so they click the button of the analog stick, and that is causing the horn to play. Oh, Zareth touching. Very bad place to crash, and that might have played a big role of the standings. So Zareth will fall back, and Dunno will actually capitalize. So that will be their first point, 2-1 after the first 3 rounds of snow. Nico passing 2100 here in this jump. Nico getting a very smooth landing, currently fighting with Zareth. Oh, but a mistake by Zareth, and he horns as well. That is quite a hefty mistake by the German player for Team TSM. Great opportunity for Team Dunno. They will have to take this one. That is a great opportunity for them. But Granadi will not let that slip through his hands. He goes for a completely different tube line, and he gets so much more speed out of it compared to Hawk. You can clearly see how Granadi is now pulling away. Really well executed part right there by Granadi. Phil trying to attack. He has a bit more speed. He goes for some different angles. Hawk with a bit of an oversteer, but he stays ahead of Phil. So we have Granadi with a sub 57 time as well. Very good time by him. Then we have Hawk on second, Phil on third, followed by 2100, Nico, and Zarif. And that's the next point for Team TSM. Three to 1 is the score. We're going to play till 5. So TSM definitely with the chances to make it even. Oh, Nico fell off the track. He yoked himself out of the track. And he's going to be dead last. Good chance for TSM to make it a 4-1 right here. Ooh, Phil clips. Drops down as a result. Grenadi leading the field right now. And Hawk with the attack on the inside. Wasn't quite successful with that though. Zarif on third. And 2100 on fourth. Oh, Hawk completely missed that one. Didn't get the angle there whatsoever. And now we have the double lead for TSM. Grenadi in front of Zarif. Two Germans leading the race right now. And that's definitely going to be the point. Good times here coming up as well. 57.5 and a 57.6 by Grenadi and Zarif hand in hand. Securing themselves another point for their team. 4-1 for TSM against Dunno. Now, Dunno, they need to win a couple rounds if they still want to have a chance at winning the snow environment. Hawk and Phil having fallen behind just a bit, but they haven't lost that much, so they can definitely still catch up from this. Everyone very close to each other, point 2 tearing all the players apart, and Zarif with the horn, that is not appreciated whatsoever. So let's take a look at the top-down camera where we see Grenadi literally escaping from everyone else. He is very far ahead of everyone else. He is on a banger of a time by the looks of it. 2100 on second place, Phil on third. Then we have Hawk on P4. Zarif and Nico have fallen behind a little bit. Oh, but he fell. 2100 falls off the track. And that is pretty much the rip and the GG on the snow environments. Grenadi has accumulated a massive lead another time under 57 seconds. Very respectable performance by him. 56-87 in front of 57-52 by Phil. And that will seal the deal on the snow map. TSM wins and will tie up the score after the first two maps. After snow and coast, we have a 1-1 between TSM and Dunno. And our next environment is definitely not going to be coast. We are not going to play coast again, I can assure you that. So let's see what our next environment is going to be at this point. Oh, Hawk going for a little bit of a Tokyo Drift performance. Skirt! Bonk. Oh. Time loss for Hawk. Deja vu. I have been in this place before. Look at him zoop. Fantastic. Look at him go. Showing us what he got. Not the greatest way of preserving your tires, though. Alright, is it going to be Bay? By the looks of it, we have Bay next in the map queue on the server. Are we going to have Bay? Or do we switch again? We're going to find out after the loading screen. But I'm pretty sure it is going to be Bay. So, to complete the sentence that I was referring to earlier about Zeus, his maps. He has been a very original mapper. He has always been building block combinations that no one else has really had the balls for to build. So, he has been a bit, like, let's say, controversial back in the days when he contributed a lot of maps to competitions. His maps have either been loved or hated. It has been a love and hate relationship with his maps, and this one is not going to be any different. This map is called When is the Future, and this one is going to incorporate a lot of parts that you would normally not have on a competitive bay map, such as extremely tight hairpin, such as a drift. Normally in bay you don't drift, but on this map you do actually have one part where it is beneficial to actually launch a drift with the bay car, and it's coming up right here. You have this little drop and then transitioning into a drift around the checkpoint. Normally you would never drift in bay. Normally drifting in bay is very bad, but in this case it is actually good because you need to get around the checkpoint block really tightly, and the drift does allow you to do so just fine. So great usage by the mechanics here on this map. Like, that's super creative. Loving to see that. Really nice. So for Team Dunno, it's gonna be Danik B, Hawk, and 2100 holding up the flag for their team, while for Team TSM they might still be discussing. A little bug slide right there by Hawk. So you can see there's two different finishes at the end. There's one safe finish and one risky finish. The risky finish requires you to take a hairpin, and the safe finish is just a simple corner combination, simple zigzag to the left and to the right into the finish block. So that's also something that we might see in this match. Some players going for the safe strat and some others for the risky strat. Let's see. But yeah, first and foremost, the warm-up has to be completed. And you also see here, like, the wall bang. Also something that you don't see very often on a bay map. The wall bang at the exit of the tunnel block in order to ensure ground contact. Very nicely executed there as well. Ooh, Kilian, 26-month resub with Twitch Prime. Thank you so much, man. Thank you very much. Alright, so possibly one more warm-up coming up after this. I'm not quite sure. But I am very positive about this map being quite a back and forth. We're going to see a lot of mistakes happening here due to the sheer difficulty of this map. The players have had roughly a week of practice. Or not even a week in this case. Actually, when have the maps been released? I think it was last Thursday, and it's a Monday now. So it wasn't even, like, it was half a week for the players. So not a lot of time for the players to prepare themselves. But it's going to be a good one. It is going to be a good one nonetheless. So the score is a 1-1 between the two teams. TSM has one snow, Dunno has one coast. And now we're going to go on to the second TrackMania Sunrise environment on Bay. Alright, so here's the restart, and it seems like Speedzo is actually gonna get replaced by Granadi. Speedzo not really feeling like playing right now, so hopefully he's alright. But it is gonna be Granadi who is portraying his happiness in the chat right now, because he is most likely not very well prepared on Bay. But we're gonna be kicking it off. Lolita making his appearance in this match for Team TSM, the Finnish player, holding up the flag together with Granadi and Minuit against Danik B, 2100 and Hawk. Let's go into the first tunnel. Very tight corners coming up with the hairpin. Steering angles, very important. And I believe 2100 is going to be quite strong on Bay. I remember him being a very strong Bay player, and right now he is fighting it out for that P1 position together with his teammate Danik B, who is falling behind to second place after not that great of an angle. On third place we have Minuit, who is currently trying to pass Lolita, but he goes for a very direct inside line. Now we have the drift where Hawk has been not hitting the line very well. Lolita stumbling over that little edge, will fall behind, and it's the triple lead for Team Dunno. Very good looking positions for the red team as of now, as we have heard a couple of crashes in the background. Granadi, the fastest TSM player at this point. And now we have the ending. Everyone is going to go for the risky hairpin, and Granadi dies right in front of the finish line. Drops down all the way back to last place. But it is the triple lead for Team Dunno, and they're going to win the first round. So Team Dunno with a very promising looking Bay lineup. Going to be quite a tough nut to crack for Team TSM, especially with Granadi not being super practiced by the looks of it, since, as I said, he had to replace Speedzo. So let's take a look what he's gonna be putting here. Right now, 2100, and Hawk leading the field with Lolita on third. Minuit trying to attack, but he slides out and goes right into the wall. He's gonna be dead last after that mistake. Oh, actually not. Danik B is even further behind. Let's take a look what's gonna happen at the front. Hawk leading, Lolita on second, and 2100 on third. 2100 actually trying to accumulate more speed. A very risky line by 2100, but he is able to pass Lolita, and now it's a double lead for Team Dunno coming down to the ending. Both most likely going to go for the hairpin once again, breaking in a straight line. Hawk dead, but he still stays on second place, and Granadi was actually able to pass Lolita, so Lolita has made a bit of a mistake in the end. So small mistake by Hawk in the end, but his teammate 2100 has backed him up. Double lead for Dunno, second consecutive point for them. So also here you have a little bit of a wallbang that helps you to push yourself more directly into that line, into the left-hander. And then another wallbang here. So not the best idea to go for a wallbang there, which is what we have seen by, I think it was Granadi. So he's right now on 5th place. Minuit on 4th. Tooting intensifies. We have a lot of horns being activated right now. Oh, Minuit losing grip on the downhill and gets passed by both his teammates. And this is not looking very good for Team TSM whatsoever. Ooh, Hawk. What a line. Almost makes contact with the wall on the outside. Not the greatest speed outcome for him. 2100 pushing it to the limits in that corner, but he gets the auto slide by clipping the inside of that platform. But still looking very good. And what a time by Danik B. 59.47. Fantastic driving by the Czech player, who is mainly known as a stadium player. Some of you might remember him from the TrackMania Grand League or from other tech tournaments. But he is actually coming, like, his roots are from United, and especially the Bay environment has been an environment that he always favored. So a very good performance by him so far. 3-0 for Team Dunno. I think this is going to be a clear case on the third map right here. Dude. Oh my god. What is happening, man? What is happening? I don't even know who it is. I don't even know who it is. But we have the triple lead for Team Dunno. 2100 with a bit of a different approach. Gets passed by Lolita, who got that drift very nicely. And 2100 almost pulling the desert card. Danik B sliding out. Is gonna drop down. And that will leave us with 2 Dunno players in the lead. Hawk on first, 2100 on second place. Lolita trying to attack. He knows that he maybe has a couple of opponents in front of him. And there goes 2100 into the bush. And he will fall very far behind. Lolita now with the attack, but he wasn't able to make anything happen. Hawk will stay ahead. Lolita on second. Danik B on third. And 2100 actually still on fourth. I really expected him to be dead last after that mistake, but he was actually able to stay ahead of both Granadi and Minuit. So that's the next point for Team Dunno, the 4th one in a row. And Ibo gifting a subscription to Onip. Thank you very much, Ibo. That is absolutely crazy. Thank you so much. Supporting Little United right here. Very nice to see. Thank you so much. So the final, potentially final round coming up right here. If Dunno takes this one home, then we are going to go on to the next environment, with a 2-1 score. Danik B leading in front of 2100 and Hawk. And the TSM players trailing behind, seemingly not very well practiced on the Bay map whatsoever. They are not consistent and not fast by the looks of it. And that's an easy snack for Team Dunno. Also in this round, they are dominating. We have the triple lead. We have the ace. And I think this one is going to be the early GG. Danik B is leading in front of Hawk and 2100. Let's see if something's maybe going to happen in the end. Oh, 2100 almost making a mistake. And also Hawk misses that line entirely. And that will give Granadi the chance to maybe win that second place. And Lolita sniping the second place. What a clutch ending right there. But it will not be enough for Team TSM to gain at least 1 point on the Bay map. So that will leave us with a 5-0 clean sweep on the Bay map. Great effort by both Granadi and Lolita. They have seen that Hawk and 2100 have lost a bit of speed in the ending, so they saw their opportunity and almost made it happen. Very good effort, but not quite enough yet. So, 2-1 now for Team Dunno. Going on to the next map, which is again not going to be Stadium. Which one is it gonna be? I think it's gonna be Rally right here after the server has found itself. There you go. And yes, it is indeed gonna be Rally. So a very exciting environment coming up. Marius disconnecting to get his pad settings right. And this environment is going to be super exciting to watch. Rally, one of my personal favorites here in this game. A really lovely environment. A very challenging, very difficult environment. But it's a lot of fun once you have mastered this sensitive, very sensitive car. It's a very slidey one where an analog device is an absolute must if you want to compete in higher levels. So Rally, it's a lot about very smooth, very gentle steering, maintaining the speed, maintaining the grip, especially on elevation changes, on smaller bumps and stuff like that. That is where the Rally car is often losing grip. Brake usage is also important in Rally. You often actually tap the brake while you turn to get some extra grip to keep the optimal speed in the corners, because you can't just go unlimited speed into the turns. You need to have proper speed. So this environment is very difficult, and especially beginner players are struggling a lot with the Rally car, and they're like, Rally is bad, I don't like it, because they just can't handle the car. But once you got the hang out of it, Rally is super satisfying to drive. So we're gonna go onto a map by Oxide, which is called Sans Nom, or Sans No. How do you pronounce that actually? But it means no, unnamed, no name. It's like when you save a map in the editor, and it's called unnamed first. That's the French equivalent, basically. So a super creative map name here by Oxide. And we have the Dedimania 5944 by Oxide himself. Am I correct that there was a 58 in time attack? I don't quite remember. Or am I mistaken? I am not quite sure. If chat knows, hit me up. But yeah, we're gonna have one more warm-up by the looks of it. And then we go live. '59 is world record. Alright. Hawk. A little bit of a stunt. The Daddy round record is the current world record. Alright, so 59.44 by Oxide, which is a massive time right there. But I can tell you, we're not going to see times anywhere close to that 59 in this match. Assuming that the times are going to range around what you just see in the warm-up. It's like 101, maybe 100. But I don't think that's going to happen. So, in Rally, you often have big discrepancies between times because it's a super difficult environment and time losses can happen easily. So, you often have big gaps between the times. So, are we going to start here or what? Oh, Nico lost connection. He's coming back to the server as we speak. Hopefully he's not going to disconnect in the match, in the race. So we are going to have one more warm-up. And that gives you the chance to embrace the actual beautifulness of the Rally environment as well. Despite the age, Rally has been released in 2003 with the very first TrackMania game. And it still doesn't look that trash. Rally does not look that trash whatsoever, despite being that old. So, one of my personal favorites in this game when it comes to the aesthetics. And the last upper corner, want to take it tightly. Make sure to maintain grip. And we have two 100s actually in the warm-up right here by Phil and Hawk. That is looking promising. That is looking promising. So let's see if we're going to be starting after this round or have another warm-up. Nope. It is going to be live. So map 4 with a 2-1 score in favor of Team Dunno at this point. It is going to be Hawk, Marius89 and Nico against Granadi, Phil and Lolita. Or is it going to be Zarif? Who is it going to be? As per usual, the point limit is going to be 5. And I'm not quite sure. We have... I think it was Lolita standing still. Yep, so Lolita is not going to be playing by the looks of it. So we have Zaref, Phil, and Granadi against Nico, Marius89, and Hawk. And I think Zaref has already made a small mistake. Has fallen behind by a little bit. But that is nothing that you possibly can't catch up in this environment. But that was a very wonky section by the German player for Team TSM. Finding himself even further behind. Let's go a bit further ahead now. Currently following Phil, who is in a battle with the two Dunno players, Nico and Hawk. Granadi has gotten very nicely away from the other players. He is 0.5 ahead of everyone else. Gotta keep in mind that he is a wheel player, and the wheel is really beneficial in this environment. And yeah, I think I gotta take that back. Granadi has fully died into that wall, and Phil will take over that lead. Let's see what's gonna happen here. Coming down to the ending, Nico trying to attack in his orange skin, but he gets passed by Hawk. And the positions are going to be exactly like this. Phil in front of the three Dunnos, Hawk, Nico, and Marius. And then we have Zaref and Granadi in the back. Pappwaffel and Herr Groth, thank you for the resubs, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So the first point on the rally map is going in favor of Team Dunno, with 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place. Nico struggling a lot with the beginning. A bit of a wonky line right there by him, and also Zaref not able to maintain proper grip in the dirt corner. Dirt has the same grip like tarmac, but you have less room to work with because you are surrounded by grass left and right. So that makes it a bit harder. And Granadi once again almost yeeting himself out of the track once again. He is a bit uncomfortable with this one, I think. Granadi falling all the way back to last place now. And we have two Dunnos in the lead. Hawk followed by Marius. And Nico has taken over 3rd place as well. It is actually a Dunno domination. The DD Dunno domination in this round. Hawk in front of Marius and Nico 101.43, 101.74, and 102.34. That's the next point for the red team. Oh, Granati lagging a bit. I think it's fine though. Hopefully he is not going to eat a red time or something. Let's take a look at him going through the tunnel hairpin. Everyone gets it nicely this time around. No one has fallen behind a lot. Hawk with a banger of a beginning. Really nicely executed part, but also Granati with a bit of less air going up the hill, shooting himself up to first place after Hawk caught a little of a grass bump on the inside. But we have a very close pack of players. Nico with a greatly executed left-hander, but will not have the greatest angle through that right-hander, which is coming up right after that. And also on the dirt, Nico is struggling a little bit in his plain orange car skin, falling all the way back to 5th place now. Granati and Hawk fighting for first place. Marius clipping one of the edges on the inside of that wood bridge, and that is going to throw him now more than 1 whole second behind. He is not last though, but the fight is going on at the front. Hawk in the lead, Granati on second, Phil with the overtake on Nico. This could be important. Let's take a look. Nico very wide at the exit, and this is going to be the next point for Team Dunno, since we have a tie situation in the top 4, and then Marius89 making the decisive difference with his 5th place position. And with that, it is going to be the 3rd point for Team Dunno. Very good performance by them so far. TSM hasn't been able to put up the required speed in one of the 3 previous rounds so far. Oh my god, and that was a huge stopping by Zarif. He is gonna lose more than a whole second right there. Big setback for TSM once again. Nico in the lead. Good performance by him so far. Nico always known to be a bit inconsistent. And as I say that, he actually makes contact with the wall. Phil with a solid 4th place right now. Coming a little bit closer to Hawk. On the wooden bridge we go. Granati, risky exit. Neck and neck into the castle part we go. Left, right, break, right. Keep the grip. Very difficult castle section. Everyone doing it really nicely. And just, it proves how great of a performance these players are putting up. But now we have 2 players that actually make the very same mistake. And it is Nico that wins the round with a good time. Look at that. 3 players under 101. And I think Granati and Hawk, who clipped the grass patch right in front of the ending, could have gotten a time under 101 as well. But that is the next point for Team Dunno. They are looking to take it on the rally map as well. I have the fear someone DC'd now, since we're stuck in this please wait screen for so long. No, we good, I guess. No, we not. Nico has left the server. So this round is gonna get replayed. So exactly what I was fearing earlier with a possible disconnect from Nico's side did actually happen. Oh, his game crashed. Well, that's another one. That's another one. So hopefully everyone is ready to go again. And to kick it off into the potentially final round on Rally. If Dunno wins another round, they are going to seal the deal on the 4th environment, leaving TSM in a spicy situation, because then they would only be able to get a draw out of this match. Since we're only playing 6 environments and not 7, there's the possibility of a draw. So, everyone's live, everyone is on the track, and we're gonna kick it off right here. Beginning in the round with Zarif, struggling a bit with the grip of the rally car, lost quite a good bunch of time, as you can see, finding himself more than half a second behind at this point. Let's go a little further ahead. We have 2 TSM players in the lead. They are backing up Zarif right now, and this is what they need. The team play for Team TSM hasn't been very vital so far. Grenady and Phil doing a good job keeping first and second place, and this is what they need to win the round and to prolong the rally match right here. But we see Hawk actually kamikazeing up to first place. A lot of speed being carried by the Portuguese player. Up to first place he goes, and he keeps up that first place as well. Really nicely executed castle section right there by him. Let's go a little further behind with Marius89, the German player, clipping the grass on the outside just a little bit. But I think the positions are going to be set in stone, and that is going to be the point for Team TSM actually. They will win a point and prolong the rally environment by at least one round. (4-1), and we're still here. Is that the comeback for Team TSM? Great performance by both Phil and Grenady, backing up Zarif, who made a bit of a mistake, and also in this round he is struggling a lot with the beginning. So unfortunately another weak beginning for the German player. Let's take a look. Oh, Phil almost falling off the track right there. Super close to actually going right straight into the bush. Hawk losing it a little bit. Not the greatest angle for him. Onto the dirt we go. Right and left. Gonna keep the speed. Hawk has gotten this part very nicely in the previous round, but now he is not able to close into any of the other players. Now the castle section, very difficult to get that right. Marius with a bit of a mistake, and also Phil hasn't gotten that very nicely. Nico, the only Dunno player who is right now in the lead, but he is being attacked by Grenady, who's trying to go for a bit more speed, and right now they are having pretty much equal speed going into the final uphill. Who's going to take this one? I think it's going to be Grenady, and he will get it with a 1:00:37. These times are mint right here. 1:00:37 by Grenady, 1:00:51, 1:00:61, 62, and 83. These times are absolutely crazy. And with that, they are actually staying alive in this match. Second point for TSM, 4-2. Great mindset by the TSM players, not giving up at this point of the match. Grenady clipping the wall a bit too much right there, but he's still well in. Everyone off to a good pace right there. We have Hawk currently in the lead. Nico on second. Hawk lost it a bit there. Drops all the way back to third place now. Let's put the POV on Nico, the French player, who is on third. Oh no, and two mistakes, but Hawk had a lot worse of a mistake. Never mind, Nico had an even worse of a mistake, and that could be another chance for TSM. Phil and Grenady will seal the deal in this round as well. Team Dunno falling apart here a little bit. What is happening to Team Dunno? 1:00:22 by Phil. He clocks in a PB right here, a personal best for the German player. Insane. Fantastic job by Phil, and he keeps his team alive. They actually pulled a comeback right here. What is happening? 3-4 now. Team Dunno unable to close it out right here. For whatever reason, they start making mistakes. They start to not have the pace. But in this round, it looks brilliantly with a triple lead for the red team. I think this one is going to be a tough nut to crack. Grenady on fourth place, not too far behind. Neither is Zarif, but he doesn't get the greatest angle. Hits the wall as well, drops down to last place now. Phil is on fifth. He is going full attack mode. You can clearly see these lines are risky. These lines are really risky. Grenady with a lot of risk right there, actually passing Nico for P2 right now. But Hawk is on another level, and I don't think he is going to get past unless he makes a mistake in the ending. I think this is going to be the GG here. Marius now passing Nico. Doesn't matter though for the team result. This is going to be the GG. Dunno will win the rally map. And what a time by Hawk. 1:00:21. Closing out the rally map in style. And beats the time by Phil by 100th of a second. What a crazy match this was right here on the rally environment. 5-3 for Team Dunno. and a 3-1 score in total after the 4 first maps of this match. We have 2 environments remaining. We have Island and we have Desert. Which one is going to be played next? That is the question. Nico asking for Island, since he needs a break. So I'm assuming that Nico is not gonna play Island, but he is gonna play Desert. So Island it is. Switching to the map. And here is where the match is gonna be decided. If Dunno win Island, then they will also win the whole match. If TSM wins Island, then they will still have a chance at least going for the draw in this first match of the United League Reborn. Let's take a close look at Island, which is the fastest environment of this game, and an environment where mistakes are incredibly costly. World record right here, 51.68, 69, something like that, by Rotaker, who is not playing for any team in this competition. And this one is quite an interesting map, built by Black Q, which has a bunch of very crucial parts. I will never forget how I actually got lost here on this map. Like, I went straight when I played this map the first time to just have a quick look before casting. There's this turn, but I didn't see that this turn was continuing to the right, so I just went straight. And then I was wondering, hey, dead end, what is happening? And I legit didn't see this until someone told me, so that was very sad. But the players have, of course, had a lot of time to practice, so everyone should know where to go, hopefully. And Island is an environment where TSM can certainly defeat Dunno, because TSM will have Island mains, like Zarif or like Minuit. And also Lolita is a very good Island player, so I think this one could go in favor of TSM. But that is, of course, a different story. Like, on paper, things are looking differently, and then in the match, players might tilt out or lose time or whatever, so... Let's see. One more warm-up, I would assume, on this map, and then we are going to be going live. So that means Desert is going to be the final environment. And that's going to be another environment that I'm looking forward to. So it's not the fastest island track there ever was. This one is rather low speed paced. So even as a keyboard player, you wouldn't be like 100 million years behind on this one. So I guess that's a positive thing. Maybe for a couple of other teams that are not S-tier teams like TSM or Dunno, but some of the lower tier teams that might have the one or other keyboard player in there as well. This map might be fair for them too. Mario's saying that he has 20 minutes of training. Wow, what a resub message right there. Sticks? That is a pleasant surprise right there. Thank you for the resub, man. Or well, resub. It's been so long. Thank you, man. Welcome back. So we're gonna start, and maybe we're actually not gonna start because Hawk has suffered from a game crash by the looks of it. So yeah, this game is quite unstable on modern operating systems, and especially with a gamepad plugged in. this game tends to crash a lot. Especially with PS4 controllers. I think this game crashes every 3 seconds or something. It's really bad. But unfortunately, this game is not gonna get patched, so we gotta deal with these. Alright, so let's wait until he's back. Sticks, I think you got 2 gift subs at some point of your Twitch career. And now it's the first legitimate sub. But yeah, game stability, for some people it never crashes, never freezes, and then for others it's really bad. Like also for me, it's not the greatest experience. I've experienced game crashes and freezes when using the chat online, especially when trying to start official tries in solo mode. The game crashes or freezes every 10 minutes in average. So that's not super enjoyable. But hey, that's what it is, man. Alright. I think we are now gonna go live. Might have to restart this round. Do you also have problems with frame drops? No, I don't. Frames are not an issue for me in this game. As I said, it's only freezes or crashes pretty much. Oh, Hawk still in the wrong team. He didn't get off the start block, so we are going to have another restart. But it is going to be Zarif, Granadi, and Minuit against Hawk, Marius89, and 2100. And after 500,000 restarts, we are going to go live, finally. Oh, Minuit with a false start right here. He was sleeping. Maybe his hand was in his pants. Not sure what's up with that, but he has already lost quite a bunch of time right at the get-go. 2100 getting an auto slide over that transition, but is able to at least stay on the map. Marius, with his 20 minutes of practice, probably not going to do a lot of damage here, so let's go to the front. Granadi, Hawk, and Zarif. Zarif definitely one of the fastest island players right here. But also Granadi and Hawk should not be counted out yet. So let's take a look here. Going into the second half of the track, it is Hawk leading by quite a good margin. Granadi maxing out the angle at the exit of the corner for maximum outcome speed. Very nicely done by him. Now we have this tight zigzag part, and Granadi is actually coming closer to Hawk. He might have the upper hand, and Granadi with more speed actually passing Hawk right in front of the ending. The two Steel players that are not teammates in this case are gonna fight it out, and 700ths of a second are tearing them apart at the finish line. TSM taking the first point after the first round of the island map. Very well done right there. And we're gonna go right into the next rounds. Oh, Minuit with the inside helix line. Very well executed by him. That is exactly how you want to do it, even though it is a bit harder to do it like that, because the chances of getting an auto slide are very, very high with a line like that. But Minuit, as I said earlier, is an island main. He knows what he does, and that is a very good looking start for Team TSM, with Minuit and Granadi leading over 2100, who is behind by more than half a second. 6800ths of a second at the previously passed checkpoint. That is gonna be a hard one to catch up for Hawk, who is pressing B for boost. Minuit with a mistake, and also Granadi with a mistake, and all of a sudden it is a double lead for Team Dunno. After the double lead of TSM, now the tables have turned, and it is actually going to be a point for Team Dunno. What has happened? The choke of the century by both Granadi and Minuit, making a mistake right after each other. Oh no. That hurts. That hurts. It is even now, 1-1 on the island map between Dunno and TSM going into the next round. Slightly different approaches for the hairpin. We see drivers like Zarif going for a much wider, flatter line through the hairpin. Also to make sure that the gear change is working properly, because that is actually happening right in the hairpin. as we talk about Zaref. He makes a mistake, so that's a bit of a caster curse here, I would say. So he's going to be out of this round. Hawk leading by quite a good margin. Grenadi almost jumping into the outside wall. Very risky stuff by the German player, but remains on P3. Right behind Minuit, his teammate, who doesn't get the greatest angle through the tunnel and now crashes in the hairpin. And that's the second consecutive mistake for Minuit. That is not very nice to see. And with these positions, this is going to be the point for Team Dunno. By the looks of it, nothing is going to change coming to the ending. Hawk takes it with a 52-5. Good time. Definitely looking good. Grenadi on second. The only TSM player that has not made a mistake. And that will be the easy snack for Team Dunno to go up in the lead on Island 2-1. So yeah, Marius with a very wide approach also opens up the steering completely, straightens out the car to make sure that the gear change is happening properly. But he didn't do it very well, and he loses a lot of speed already in the beginning, finding himself a whopping 0.4 behind after the first 18 seconds of the track. So that shows that you need practice on Island, and on United environments in general. They are very, very difficult, and you can't just wing them, because you need a lot of knowledge and a lot of, like, you need to get the feel for the tracks to know where the limits of the car are if you want to avoid stuff like auto slides or just bad angles in general. So practice is key. And speaking of which, oh, Hawk now making a mistake, but where are the others? He isn't getting overtaken. Here's Marius. Wow, this round has been going all over the place. Everyone and their mothers have made a mistake except Grenadi. Grenadi 1.5 seconds ahead of everyone else. The only one that hasn't made a mistake. So this round was rather wonky, but it does go in favor of Team TSM. So the score will tie up again, and it's going to be a 2-2. Round number 5 coming up. Let's take a look at 2100. An old veteran player of TrackMania United, has been at the top of the United food chain for a long time back in the days. And after his hiatus, he returned to TrackMania. And right now, his return is giving him the 3rd place in this round, right behind Grenadi. Hawk is on another level right now. 2100 making a mistake. That one was quite a nasty one. Zaref also touching the wall in the tunnel. And in the tunnel, you maybe see it. You have those sidewalks that are slightly elevated. And touching them is a guaranteed slowdown. And often it also flips your car. So that is very bad and should be avoided. 2100 making a mistake. And also Grenadi having to respawn. So many mistakes happening in this match. On this environment, Hawk will win it with 1 whole second of an advantage. Good time by Hawk though. Gotta give him that. 52.4. And this is a round for Team Dunno. Almost 10 seconds between the players. So that is pretty much the proof to what I said earlier about Island, that the mistakes really add up. Because they slow you down a lot. And the car takes some time to get back onto race pace. So one mistake usually results in multiple seconds of a time loss. And Hawk just demonstrating that perfectly. And Grenadi, wait, did he disconnect? Oh, Grenadi with a disconnect, I think. That is most likely going to be an end round. Grenadi has died. Zot. Most likely net loss right there for Grenadi. So hopefully he's going to be back in time. So we can take a look at Marius, whatever he's trying. Discovering some new trial elements. Island trial incoming. Ah. He's trying to land on the barrier. Oh, he got it. No. Yes. Oh. 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 Oh, he did it. Marius89, the wall climber. Oh, is he gonna get past the traffic light? Yes, you will. What a player. But now he is done. He can't move onwards from this point. This is the end for Mario's adventure. He is not gonna get anywhere from this point. By the way, the height of the road to the checkpoint is 4.2 meters. Make sure to mark that into your calendars. If you're maybe, I don't know, if you're a construction worker in TrackMania and you have a truck, you gotta make sure that your truck height does not exceed 4.2 meters. Otherwise, you will hit your forehead. So just a little tip that I'm giving you for free, actually, free service for you. And that is indeed translating to 420 centimeter. That is the funny wheat number. Joy Joy 100. Alright, Granadi is back. Hopefully he is ready to go. Oh, his entire PC crashed. Well, that's even worse. Oh. Granadi. That is scary. Alright, I think we're ready to go. 2-3 is the score on Islands. And Granadi can't steer. Oh, now he can. Okay. Looks like his wheel wasn't working properly. Not sure if this is going to be end-rounded again. Or if they're just going to wing it. Zoop! Wait, how did he manage to land behind the quarter pipe? What? Oh, we lost Granadi again, ladies and gentlemen. We have lost Granadi again. Oh. Is that gonna be maybe a replacement? That is not good for Granadi. Massive PC issues for the German player. So a little bit of extra warm-up for the players. I guess a break like this can also have its good sides. Maybe Marius has something to show to us again. Does he have any ideas? Bonk. He's exploring the beach. Okay. Okay, going up the hill. We see 2100 also going up for an adventure. And Marius is on top of the tunnel block. What is he trying now? Is he trying to get onto the ledge from this point? Ah, bad. Maybe another attempt. The island car usually always lands on its roof. It's like a cat. Like a cat always lands on its feet, but the island car always lands on its roof. Oh, nice climb. Checking out. Where can he go next? Oh my god. Yeah, I told you. You hit a bush and the island car is like, nope, fuck that shit. I'm on my roof again. So Granadi saying that he should be replaced in case he dies again, which I would also vouch for. Depends on whether they have a replacement player. In case they don't, that's going to be quite sad, because Granadi has been doing quite a good job so far in this match. Are we gonna go live? Let's take a look. Everyone is driving off the start block, and we are gonna continue our match finally. After the little bit of a break, we are gonna continue. 2-3 is the score, and we are currently following Minuit, who has a bit of struggle keeping up the grip in the helix, and also 2100 making a bit of a mistake, letting Hawk go up to 4th place. Marius up to 2nd. Grenadi looking good so far. He is on 3rd place, right behind his countryman Marius. So we have a triple lead for Team Germany, actually. Zareth going out a bit wide, allowing Grenadi to actually go for the overtake here. Very nicely done. Mr. PC Crash doesn't show any sort of nerves, and 2 deaths in this part. 2 players actually going fully into the wall, and Grenadi will win the round. Has recovered very nicely from that little break. Other players might just very well tilt out completely because of the break or due to technical problems. But Grenadi, with the balls of steel, wins the round and secures the point for TSM, making it a tie again. 3-3 right here for both teams on Island. Fantastic racing so far. Some different approaches here once again. Zareth keeps the grip together with 2100 and Grenadi as well. Zareth going out a bit wide, loses a bunch of speed. Oh, and he gets the auto slide and almost didn't manage to actually land on the road again. And also Grenadi has shown a little of trouble. So that will leave Minuit with the task of winning this round and potentially saving them a point. But Team Dunno definitely not going to let this opportunity slip through their hands, especially Minuit now trying to risk it for the biscuit, and he's dead. Hawk wins it in front of 2100. Grenadi will be on 3rd, followed by Marius, Minuit, and Zareth. And that's a point for Team Dunno.
Nice.
Oh, damn. Another gift sub right here. And it is Styx being the generous man for this occasion. Thank you very much for the gift sub to Skiller. Much appreciate that, my dude. Fantastic. Loving it, man. Thank you. So, this could be the potential final round on Island. TSM need to win this round if they still want to have a chance. But a great beginning for Team Dunno right now. 2100 and Hawk leading over Grenadi. Marius89 is also ready to back up in case one of his teammates die. But that was not the greatest executed section for Marius. Has lost a bit of pace right there, entering the tunnel. Let's go a little further ahead. We have a 3-man battle between Grenadi, 2100 and Minuit. 2100 with the least amount of exit speed. Grenadi gets it very nicely. Up to 2nd place he goes. Chasing down Hawk. This part very, very difficult to get right. Minuit almost touching the sidewalk on the outside, but he's able to stay on 3rd place. But he has to release fully in order not to touch the wall. And that is going to be the round for GG. And this is going to decide the match at this point already. This will be the end. Team Dunno wins over Team TSM. They are not going to lose this one anymore, even if TSM win Desert. This is going to be a victory for Team Dunno in the first match of this competition. So the final environment, without too much pressure anymore, is going to be Desert. A map by RadPL. And let's see what kind of lineups we're going to have here. This one is a very slow-paced track, which is very suitable to the keyboard driving style. So you do want to tap a lot to keep the 4-wheel ground contact. That is very important in Desert, since the Desert car accelerates a lot better when all of the 4 wheels are on the ground instead of just 2. So you want to minimize the time that you're wiggling, or just on two wheels in general, because that is going to slow you down. It is going to be... It is a bit of a trade-off. The two wheel is going to give you a tighter turning radius, but you will sacrifice some speed for that. So on this map, it is very important to keep the four wheel contact in the entry of the turn, then aggressively put the car on two wheels in the apex, like not in every turn but in most of them, and then go back on four wheels at the exit. 1:00.85 by Hawk in the warm-up right here. I'm pretty sure we are going to see that one or other 1:00 time. The world record right here, 1:00.07 by me, which is quite a surprise in itself. But I gotta flex a little bit here as well. It's a really enjoyable map, my favorite out of the map pack, which is why I just decided to play it. Really cool map right here. And it seems like the lineups are gonna be Granadi, Phil, and Speedzo, so he is hopefully feeling better again. And he is gonna be together with Granadi and Phil, Hawk, Nico, and 2100 gonna be playing for Team Dunno. Once again, putting some emphasis on the fact that this match is decided at this point already. So, TSM cannot win this one anymore. But they can at least gather some valuable experience on this map, since this map is going to be played in some of the upcoming matches as well. Turbo with Dead End, thank you for the 15-month Twitch Prime. That is quite a big number already, right there. Thank you very much, man. So, are we going live now after this one, or what's the plan? Maybe another warm-up? I don't know. Yup, that's gonna be another warm-up, I guess. I'm a bit confused, but hey. But hey. Phil on a good pace. 800s behind top 1. Goes for an unnecessary wiggle though. That is going to cost him a bit of time. Zoop. Alright, and here's the restart. So finally we're able to kick off the final map right here. TSM versus Dunno, the Safemeisters, against Dunno on Desert. Let's take a look what's going to happen here. One final time. Going to play it out till 5 points in this 3v3 situation. Alright, and we are gonna kick it off right here. Very good executed part here by Phil. Goes up to first place. Let's go a little further back. Speedzo having a bit of trouble with the line. 2100 clips the sidewalk on the inside. Bit of speed loss right there. For the French player, Nico making a bit of a mistake as well. Little of a mistake for him. He will drop down. Phil remains in the lead, followed by Granadi. Hawk is on third, attacking on the inside in the hairpin. 2100 on fourth place. Everyone rather close to each other. 2100 not with the greatest speed out of that jump. Small break tap into the tunnel entry. And Hawk will lose grip. He slides out. That was a bit too much of a sophisticated line. A bit too optimistic right there. And he will lose a lot of time right there. Leaving the two TSM players in the lead. Phil and Granadi. They are most likely going to take it right here. 2100 on third place. Not going to have a chance. And a good time by Phil. 1:00.78. And another gift sub by Styx TM right here to Molmar 96. What is that? Did you rob a bank or something, Styx? What is that? Damn. Thank you so much, man. Crazy stuff. Going into the next round, let's take a look. Granadi with a very different line. He goes super wide and basically does exactly what I was mentioning before. Oh, 2100. Terrible landing. He wasn't able to keep control over his car right there. But, yeah, Granadi went very wide, and what I said before about minimizing the two-wheel time is exactly what he did there. So he went wide, so he can keep the four wheels longer on the ground, and he was able to capitalize on that. Right now, however, he is only on second place. Hawk is on first place. He is a very strong desert player. Nico and Phil neck and neck, dropping down into the tunnel. Both of them really risking it. Nico with a bit too much two-wheel time right there. You saw how much of a speed difference that makes. Nico dropping down to fourth place, but we have a very tight battle going on here for that first place. What is going to happen? It is Granadi versus Phil. The fight for second place. Hawk is in the lead right now, but Granadi with a superior line is going to lose his speed though. Not sure why, but that is going to be a setback for Granadi. He's going to lose against his teammates. That is quite sad. But it's not going to matter for the final result because Team Dunno is going to win this round and it's going to be tied out 1-1. And Styx with another gift sub right there. You can calm down again, man. You can calm down again. Holy hell, thank you so much. The gift sub going to Vasin. And Norman also with the 10-month resub. Looking forward to seeing you play in the United League Reborn. Norman, the man who was born in the island environment. He is also going to be playing in one of the upcoming matches. If you like what you see, the United League Reborn, I will follow up a couple more matches in the distant future. So make sure to stay up to date with that. Going into this round though, 1-1 is the score on Desert, the final map right here. And it is the double lead for TSM right now, with Phil having an amazing pace right now. He's only a 10th behind the Daddy 1 right now, which is a 1:00.31 by Lance. This was a bit of a safe approach by Phil. He's going to lose out on a little bit of time, but that is going to be a tough one to beat for all of his other opponents. We see Granadi on second place right now. Also a good pace for him. That is definitely going to be another time under 1:00. Not quite. It is a 1:01.04, but a double lead for TSM is sufficient to win this round. And with that, they will go back in the lead with 2-1. Round 4 is underway. And here we see Granadi's very different line. And yeah, it does pay off. Like, the exit speed really pays off. And this is surely the superior line. Speedzo hasn't been feeling it a lot in this match. Not sure if he's out of practice or just a bit rusty. But he wasn't able to keep up with the pace right now. In this round, he has made a mistake so far, so maybe he is going to be able to capitalize from the one or other mistake that's going to happen in the second half of this map, which is going to come in right here, following Nico in his black, full pitch black car skin. Entering the tunnel now, no one's catching the auto slide. 2100 with a bit of a wonky exit right there. You saw he was going on two wheels too much, and that will cost him a lot of additional time. Phil, once again in first place. Fantastic performance by the German players so far. Hawk on second place, trying to make something happen. He is going for the attack, but bonks into the wall and leaves the two TSM players win this round as well. 1:00.66 by Phil. That is another very good time. Tough one to beat for everyone. And that's the next point for TSM. 3-1. He is definitely an important link to TSM in this match. One mistake by Phil, potentially, and the whole thing could be turned around, and then Dunno is going to take it. Very good beginning by Phil. Once again, in the hairpin. Very important that you keep that four-wheel contact. And that is a fantastic start by him. Let's actually take a look. He has minus 17 on the current Daddy Mania 1 time. So this could actually be a really good time by Phil. Now, will he handle the pressure as well? Does he know that he's so far ahead? 700s ahead. Braked a bit too much. Not the greatest landing into the tunnel. He's going to lose out on a lot of time. And there he goes. Plus 12 for Phil. Oh no, oh no, oh no. And there he goes. No, the drift as well. And he clips. But he actually stayed with his speed. That is quite interesting to see. Almost got passed by Granadi. So that was a good chance by Phil. That was a good chance to potentially beat the Daddy time right here. And now it's a 4-1 already. Final round, question mark. If TSM win, they will at least get another environment home and make it a 4-2 in total. Or will Dunno try and strike back? Let's take a look at this round. Everyone is off to an amazing start. We have a close pack of these 4 players. Very close to each other. Phil, Hawk, Nico, and Granadi. Granadi a little bit further behind. Everyone getting the hairpin really nicely though. Up the jump we go. Want to make sure that you get a lot of that boost with 4 wheels for maximum speed. Now the tunnel. Nico not getting the greatest angle right there. Similar mistake to 2100 in the previous round. Phil once again leading. Hawk on second. Granadi now trying to attack. And this could be the round for Team Dunno actually if the positions stay like this. But Granadi passes Nico right in front of the ending, and Phil with a fantastic time. 1:00:38, and that is only 0.3 of a second off the world record. That is a nice time, and with that they will win the desert map right there. Phil really carrying TSM right here together with Granadi. Fantastic performance by them. And it's going to be a 4-2 final score in the first match of the United League Reborn. GG.